Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We're here for Weebs of the Ring, episode 53. We're about to get started, but let's give you the rundown. We have the headline story of the Wyatt Six in-ring debut versus the Cade brothers. Did they deliver? Let us know down in the comment section, because you know what it was, the main story that fell through from SummerSlam. It was the Judgment Day fell or reform. We have the new reform Judgment Day versus the Terror Twins. Would it be a mixed tag like we spoke about on the previous episode coverage of SummerSlam? Would it be that Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley versus Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan as the world heavyweight women's champion? Well, let's talk about it, because a lot of mid-card stories happen. We have Gunther and possible Randy Orton versus at Bash of Berlin. It will be a stacked match, but you know what was a great match? Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser, Lyra versus Shayna Baszler. It was I will get to it. Io Sky versus Sonya Deville. What the fuck happened? I got comments about that. Let us know if you guys do. And CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. But you know the shockingest thing? We have Odyssey Jones appear. He finally makes a debut on Monday Night Raw, but somebody wasn't informed and didn't seem too happy about it. Let's discuss about that. And the last thing to end our night, we had kind of like a trade-off. Is it permanently? Is it something that's gonna spill over on SmackDown? We had the last thing, Awesome Truth, maybe possible breakup. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory and Bron Breakker talking about his IC title win we has done so far. So, as you know, our rundown, our breakdown. You're coming here for the after show of Monday Night Raw. So, welcome to Weebs of the Ring, episode 53.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Oh, that was a great stampede from Vash, giving you the rundown for tonight. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed Monday Night Raw. I see everybody in the comments coming in. What's up, Dominique? How you doing tonight? Love seeing you back here, and anybody else that is coming back here. But looks like we got a new person. What's up, Anthony Timmons? Hopefully, you are having a good night. And since you are new, and since there are possibly some other new people, well, who exactly are we? Well, with anime in our souls and thoughts of wrestling out of control, we are a duo of weebs tonight. That's right, Drop is not here tonight. He is still on vacation, enjoying his time. But as always, we do love the entertainment of professional wrestling. So allow us to be the voices inside of your head as we go through the wrestling event of the evening, give our thoughts and predictions on what's to come, and provide an experience unlike any other and as inclusive as we can be to all you nerds out there. So grab your steel chair, yell for the table, and get put through that awesome experience. Brought to you by AniMa We Studio. This is the Weebs of the Ring podcast. I, of course, am one of your co-hosts, your world champion Whawkins, joined as always by the lovely legendy Vash. Vash, how you doing tonight? How you feeling about this pretty awesome Raw that we got tonight?
Yo, this was spectacular, Raw. You know, the visionary here, Legendary Vash, did not see this coming or getting my ass. Not once, not twice, not three, not four, not five even. Fucking six tsunamis drop on Seth freaking Rollins. Six. And he had internal bleeding. My man had a CAT scan. He had an MRI. He had all the type of scans to find out what's going on in this man's body, because he was spending the blood of Christ down there in the ring.
Oh my
He said,
God,
nah,
yes.
he couldn't. He got hit by six. I was waiting, no lie. I was expecting 10. I was like, yo, are we about to go for 10 or 8 even? But no, we got six. So I had a great time. This was a spectacular Raw. Truly entertained out of all. One of the best 3 hours. Like, I feel like Triple H has been kicking since earlier this year and just getting better week to week, understanding a 3 hour format, knowing how to write it, knowing how to squeeze in, knowing how to balance your team and your individual superstars, and know how to bring them up and have the crowd be behind them. Even though there's one crew, or technically two crews, that people are not behind on yet, but we will talk about that.
Yeah, we'll break all that down. We'll talk about everything, kind of give our own thoughts, and hopefully you guys in the chat or in the comments after this goes, up as the VOD and all that, just let us know how you felt about everything. But yeah, man, this Raw was packed with a lot of awesome things, and I am kicking myself. I am tormenting myself. I should have been at this damn show. I forgot that it was in Baltimore, and like as soon as I got home, I'm like, oh crap, it was in Baltimore. I was thinking about going to this thing. Sydney,
If
I
you
know.
if you would have
Like,
told me like, hey, I'm going to the event, and after I was watching this event, and you are texting the group chat and like, oh my god, this happened, I was like,
dude,
hey, if you don't come home too late, we don't need to cover it. The experience you got is worth it. Just knowing what the audience saw tonight, it was such a great crowd. Um, I just want to say that I love how Michael Cole and the announcers are really talking about uh the arena, the importance
mhm,
of an arena and what is like we have spoken about it over the past couple of months, how an arena stadium makes a significance to the story of the character of those wrestlers, and knowing that the White Six from 11 years ago just brings that extra importance and gravitas towards what they're doing tonight in premiere. So I just love that, even them talking about it, even an hour commercial free, the marketing
mhm.
that even hours early. So it just shows the dedication of what happened after SummerSlam is another going around. Like are not stopping. So I just love what Triple H shows to us so far.
Oh yeah, and I think I had made that comment like I think like a few months ago that I've enjoyed that especially with like the PLEs whenever like a star is like talking about like a past PLE, they started referencing them as like the town or the city, or for a lot of these the country that they were in, like saying, oh well, back in France I beat you for this title, like things like that. So like yeah, it's just those little things, those like little sports elements that they throw in there to just kind of make the product just feel a lot different. But I'm glad you mentioned Baltimore and being with the Wyatt Six, because that brings us to our headline for
Really?
tonight. The Wyatt Six had their in-ring debut tonight against Chad Gable and the Creed brothers, who are now going as American Made. So I want to start real quick with the name of this group. How are you feeling about this name? Because I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna take a little time for me to get used to this kind of name.
I hope not.
I
I hope it
yeah.
doesn't stick the landing, because it's like, look, I understand that Kurt Angle back then used to wear the Star Spangled spandex tank top at the
Mhm,
type of outfit. He was that type of character. He's breaching everything, and I understand Chad Cable is an Olympic gold medalist and all that stuff with the character, what he is, and what he has shown from his backstory. But I never felt once his character or the Creed brothers show the American dream or the American style of to get that name. Like I don't know what type of setup was like, were their suit and ties supposed to mean something or over the past couple of weeks, or it would have been nice if they added like a reference, like maybe their ties
mhm,
could have an American style, or maybe have like blue and red and white type of suits, so they could walk in a formation of looking like the American colors or something. I just feel like this just out of the blue, like the American made. I'm like, nah, can we just stick with the Creed brothers and just make it
mhm.
sound dominant? Like the American made, like just sounds like, if anybody has watched American Dad, that's what it reminds me of, like American Made, like somehow American Dad type of reference in my head when I hear that, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or
Okay.
a bad thing, and I don't know how to take the response that Whawkins gave either. So
No, it's just
it's like
I haven't heard about American Dad in so long, so I might end up having to watch that as I fall asleep tonight.
good
Um,
job. I just
s-
give you some good entertainment. Oh, for it.
so there is a little bit that goes with the name for like American Made. So like a bit of history lesson for you. So Chad Gable was in a tag team known as American Alpha with Jason Jordan. So there's that part. And then like eventually, going up to the main roster, they were still American Alpha for a bit till they broke apart. And then things happened with the whole Shorty G thing, whatever. And then Alpha Academy happened. So it's like, okay, we're taking the American Alpha part, take the American out, Alpha Academy, great, cool, awesome. So I think like the American made thing is kind of like putting that American part back into it, but it's also kind of because Chad Gable used to be an Olympic wrestler and all that. Like, so he did represent America for a bit. So I think they're just trying to like tie all of that into there. And I'm trying to remember. I'll have to do a little bit of research, a little bit more research with the Creed brothers because I don't rightfully remember their history.
Same.
If they were
I don't
like
know too
part of
well.
their Olympics, yeah. So like I'd have to just go back for that. But I
The
think
last
that's
thing I
where like
remember
yeah.
is that they were like a national winner or a
Mhm.
regional winner. Is the last I remember, but I don't know if they had any trophies higher than that or any type of more in a spectate. So I'm unaware or don't recall too well.
Yeah, I don't. Again, I'd have to go back and look at it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is about like just the name American Made. Like I think I get what they're going for. I think, but I don't know. I might have to just get used to it for a bit. Like get some of that Stockholm syndrome in with the name and all that. Kind of like what happened with like Walter turning into Gunther and all that.
Look, the Wild Six, I will say this: their in-ring debut as somebody who, like I mentioned earlier, is we got a video package earlier in the show that it was showing how important the premiere of us being back in Baltimore and how 11 years ago the first original Y family debuted to show the video package of the past and present of the
Mhm.
family members and showing what we have seen right now, them coming out in the arena, doing down the path. Uncle Howdy sits down, laughing the whole time, praise his voice, praise his character. He did such an amazing job. Dallas, like I know Bray Wyatt is up in the air, smiling, seeing this happen in the story, the characters being portrayed, and continue and flourishing in the best way possible. As somebody who doesn't know these three or the White family as well as I wish I could have seen, the White family of Eric Warren, Joe Gacy, who I previously knew from NXT when he was the something tree. I don't remember the full name.
Oh shoot, what were they called again? I
I
for
know that's
some
why I
reason
drew blank. I'm like something
for
tree
some reason like Schism is coming to mind. I
schism.
want to say that's what it was.
Schism
Hold
might
on.
be it too, but that might be
Joe
another girl.
Gacy
So
group.
chat if you let us know, or while Whawkins continues checking while I continue talking about the opinion. Dexter Loomis as somebody who I also briefly he was in and out, and to see them do such a fantastic job, the insanity. I don't know if
Yeah,
this is popular.
they were known as the Schism.
The
So
schism.
yeah,
So,
okay.
but I think the fallen tree was a phrase that they would say, like, or something about the leaves, or something. The trees was like a phrase
Hmm.
from them. I recall. But the way Joe Gacy went on top of the turnbuckle and he had himself in the reverse and just having himself look crazy, like showing. I believe he was looking at Chad Gable and just look how
Hmm.
crazy he looked. It's just so really realism to his character, and I love that. And they were executed very well. Like I have high regards. But before I continue speaking and ranting in the most positive way, Watkins, what did you think?
Okay, so I actually had a I so normally I take notes throughout all these shows and all that, like just little blurbs here and there about things. But like with this match, I wanted to just kind of soak it in because Bray Wyatt, he's probably one of my favorite stars out there. He really captivated me when I was getting back into wrestling and all that. Like I latched onto his character like no end. But so I kind of just wanted to soak this moment in because it's like, okay, they're finally doing something with this story, with this group after they premiered what, like a couple months ago, was it? Like we're finally doing something with them. They're finally in the ring to do some action, and it was really good, and I like how commentary with each member of the Wyatt Six, they kind of went into their history a little bit. So like talking about Dexter Loomis for example, they mentioned how he was kind of a loner,
Yep.
never really fit in with a group, and then he found the Wyatts. And then with like Joe Gacy, they did mention that, you know, he tried to be a cult leader like Bray, and it didn't
And I
really
love
work
that
out too well
reference,
with him.
showing that what has inspired that they have their version of NXT about a
Yeah.
family, a broken family, but you bring them together. That shows such a beautiful inspiration of the character of what Bray has inspired, even through a couple years type of difference, and it shows what NXT is just like the miniature version of it in the
Mhm.
best way possible.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing for me though is like they're referencing the NXT history, which sometimes they wouldn't do that, especially in the past and all that. So I really like seeing that, and of course, you know, mentioning Eric Rowan and his past being part of the original Wyatts, and like some of the tributes that he was doing, not only for Bray but for Brody Lee as well. So
Um,
I don't know. It was just nice to see some of that stuff going on.
may I add an interjection?
Mhm.
What did I know? You probably see the rumor that was going around that Braun Strowman, he has been nervous to run into the Wyatt family because he feels like they will bring him back to a dark place. I
Mhm.
saw mixed audience opinion about Braun Strowman being back as a ruthless person, or people already got bored of him, or already, hey, he doesn't entertain me no more. So, where do you stand? I'm not sure if you've given your opinion about that, because on my side, I would like to see a brutality Braun Strowman come back. I would love to see that. As
Mhm.
somebody who didn't see that week to week when it came to Braun Strowman back in the day. So I'd love to see a revival. And currently for the past couple months, he's been like a joke with the Judgement
Mhm.
Day and everything. So I would like to see a little switch of gears. So what you think, Whawkins?
So first of all, my memory is pretty bad. So I'm thinking like, okay, wait, we haven't seen Braun Strowman on camera. Is he injured, quote unquote? Because like I want to say he has been like with like a minor injury, so he hasn't really performed a lot or anything.
Hmm.
Um, but with him possibly going with the Wyatt Six, like I feel like some of that interview, or I believe there's an interview he was in. Uh, I believe some of that was like in kayfabe and all that. So that's just like the character Braun Strowman being like, "Oh, I don't want to turn into that monster again." But it's kind of weird because like Braun came into onto the main roster as part of the Wyatt family. Not he wasn't part of the original run, but like he was brought up and put into the Wyatt family, and he was still very green in the ring. So like he was kind of stumbling a lot. He did not look good. But and it wasn't until he broke away from the Wyatt family and started like doing his own thing and started like improving on his own did he become something even more than what he was. And I kind of led to this Braun Strowman that we have. But for him to go back to that, I feel like it would be more of a storyline kind of thing. Like maybe they're tempting him back or something. Uh, maybe something along the lines of, "Oh, we want to pull the monster back out of you. Like stop fighting your feelings. Just come back to us, Braun. Come back to us. It'll be fine. It'll be cool. We have cookies over here that you can eat 24/7." Um, yeah, so I we might just have to wait and see with that, because like that's the thing with Triple H's booking. Uh, I've kind of noticed this lately. It's like he'll have somebody and he'll showcase them a little bit, like having them be like in a few matches and all that, but he never really does anything with them right away. He always has them just like do quick things throughout like Raw or SmackDown or anything. So like I'll take Ilya Dragunov as an example. Like we saw him wrestle like a couple weeks ago against Sami Zayn for the IC title. Okay,
But
cool,
then,
but like
but they
yeah.
had a match with Braun Breaker the following week for
Mhm.
the number one contender.
Yeah, and then we didn't have anything after that. So it's just like, okay, like that's the thing. It's like Ilya Dragunov, he's been on TV, but he's been losing as well. So it's just like, okay, what are we doing with him? Like he seems almost directionless, and I feel like that's just Triple H's booking. It's like, okay, I'm gonna put these people I'm gonna put these pieces in these matches. I'm gonna put them at least in the spots so that way they're at least shown on TV, and then it'll get to a point where it's finally time to like throw them into the boiling pot. Finally time to start cooking with them. We've seen that. We saw that with the Creed brothers with this team up with Chad Gable, like tying this back into the Wyatt Six stuff. Now it's like we've seen them for a couple months now in the background of like these backstage segments talking to each other. It's like, okay, what are they doing? Are they going to be premiering soon? Are they going to be teaming up soon? What's going on? And it took a little bit of time, but they finally did. They finally like turned on Alpha Academy and just finally beat them up. And now we finally got a match with the Wyatt Six, kind of in the same boat too, where it's like they premiered, but then it's just like we got video segments after video segments, the VHS tape stuff, the QR codes. Like we got all of that leading up to this. And it's like he just moves his pieces very small, like in very small increments. So instead of like maybe moving like 3 spaces like some people would, he just moves them like 1 space here, 1 space there. And then like eventually they get to that like mountaintop that they need to defeat or like climb or whatever, and that's when they climb it, and that's when we start like getting our investment deeper in it, because then it's like, okay, we've seen these people for the past few months, we know of them, now it's time to watch them start succeeding and start kind of building into something more, but it's
So,
just it's an interesting take with the booking.
so to play the devil's advocate towards what you're saying, and not to go too long on it, is I would say Triple H, he's been saying it since last year, long-term booking. That's literally his catchphrase. I
Mm-hmm.
bet you when he's at home or in his office, he literally has it on the wall, long-term booking, like just
Oh yeah.
like in plaque to remind himself, long-term booking. This is how we build from a story, like not to jump too far, but how we had a baby face during his fight. Look at the replay of why he got fucked up just now,
Oh
and
yeah.
then tonight we had the heel of that feud literally talk about a picture from last year Money in the Bank
Mm-hmm.
and referencing other situation of the past to explain why he did the action he is. So it shows that the long-term booking that happens, like what happened 3 months ago, could still mean something 6 months from now, 8 months from
Mm-hmm.
now. Like, so it shows that the long-term booking aspect, it does feel slow. I will agree to you, but that's the great part of how Raw has been improving. Because remember how I started to say back, I think after Backlash or I think Clash of the Castle,
Mm-hmm.
Raw's back then used to like felt much better week to week, like the writing and the pacing from the 8 to 10, smooth.
Mm-hmm.
From the 10 to 11, it was getting a bit rocky a few times, but it was getting better. This
Yeah.
Raw showed how like I was invested on the White Six. I'm like, yo, in ring debut,
Mm-hmm.
they need to kill it because this is where everyone is invested in Uncle Howdy because uh, we were already familiar with Uncle Howdy over the past couple of year or two now,
Yeah.
but we were not very familiar with the new Wyatt Six and see the new version of Joe Gacy where he was exclusively technically on NXT. He's on main roster, but as a whole different character, but with the same backstory of what is already aware. So to
Mm-hmm.
see this long term working be happening, I agree it's slow, but sometimes you have to be the turtle to kind of win the race. You can't rush it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's like that's the good part about this, because again, being a One Piece fan, I am in for a long haul. I am there for like the little things that happen and everything. Like I try to now like study each little scene. I'm like, okay, trying to see something in the background. Like what was it? Like I think it was like last week or the week before, there was it was with Damage Control. There was they were just in the back, but there was the Wyatt 6 symbol right behind Dakota Kai. And a
Yes.
lot of people pointed that out, being like, oh no, that could be like Abby the Witch's, target, because Dakota Kai,
But
she's
then girl
betrayed
got hit
people.
by the
Mhm.
studs.
Yeah.
So I was
or
so confused.
or the female foreheads, as I like to call them. But yeah, so like back to this match though, like some of the offense they were doing was it was very Wyatt family esque, which I like. I like styles that are just kind of not crazy. What's the word? Unpredictable. So it's like, okay, Joe Gacy's just gonna, you throw him, you Irish whip him into a corner, but like he just kind of rolls with it and then just kind of hangs there like that. Or like with Dexter Loomis at the beginning of this match, like he didn't stand up at all. He was like in the cobra position on the ground, like kind of freaking out Chad Gable a little bit. Like it's just things like that. Like that's what entranced me with Bray Wyatt, because of his offense, because of like that unpredictable offense of just like, I'm just literally gonna throw myself at you. It's just like things like that to just kind of, again, and it engages the audience, because like, yeah, it's cool to see like suplexes and Germans and all that, and like, oh, I'm gonna work this body part, like that's cool and all that, but like, man, just give me some like wild and crazy stuff going on. Like
I would say
even their
this.
double team moves are really cool too.
I was just about to say that
Mm.
their attack with Joe Gacy and Lumen, it was amazing. That drop of the neck breaker was amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh man, but I was really pleased with this. Now, there is one thing, like I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, well, why are the Creed brothers part of this?" Because like you just established like them with Chad Gable, now they have a name and all that, and it's like now you basically fed them to the whites and all that. But I will throw this out there: it was Chad Gable that ate the pin.
Yep, not the Creepos. It
It
was
was at
Chad,
least that. Yeah,
and it was well
and
deserved that it was Chad.
yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh man. And even yeah, because like we even got some stuff at the beginning of the night too, with him like pulling Ivy Nile away from Maxine, because like Maxine's trying to talk to Ivy about, oh, why are your boys attacking my boys? And like we can still see that they are like, Ivy Nile and Maxine are still like kind of relatively close and all that, but almost, I feel weird calling it like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, because it's not like a romance, but it's almost like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, because like Chad Gable comes by and it's just like, why are you talking to her? Like, there's no reason to. She has nothing of value to give you. Come over here, come with us. Like, don't worry about that. She's a shark, you're a jet. Get out of the way. Like things like that. So we're just planting more seeds for that. I don't know if there's going to be like a turn from Ivy to Maxine, or if like Ivy's going to try to like get into the head of Julius and Brutus, yeah.
Brutus.
um I don't know if she's going to try to get into their head to be like, hey, uh Chad, he's making y'all lose a lot, which I think that's where the story's going to be going. I think it's going to be going to where like they joined
That
Chad.
Chad is not helping you. He's bringing you down. He's not actually
Exactly.
bringing you up.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah.
a
So
dead
like,
weight.
exactly. And I'm kind of thinking that might be where the story goes, but we might have to wait and see with that. But like, again, this match was really good, and I'm not gonna lie, there was a part of me that got a little teary eyed with it, especially during the entrance, where I'm just like, okay, this is Bray Wyatt's vision coming to life again. Like after his unfortunate passing, like we're seeing his characters living and breathing, like what we could have seen back in the day. We're finally getting that. And I don't know, it felt nice. And I'm glad too that they're using his music that he came out to like during his last run. Like I don't know. I'm just glad that they're not forgetting
It
about
was
all
a
that
beautiful
stuff.
send off. It was
Yeah,
a beautiful send
exactly.
off. To kind of in ring debut of the Wyatt Six, and from
Mm,
11 years ago to what they have now, from the Bray Wyatt, for what he has done so far for the career in the industry. And like you said, he's one of your favorite wrestlers. He's a beautiful storyteller. He has been passionate. A lot of people like John Cena himself has spoken very highly of him when he even had the feud versus the Fiend. So just
Oh
to
yeah.
see the about the Judgment Day, my apologies, the Creed brothers, see what they've been doing so far and see where the story could help them. Because at the end of the day, people need to remember in wrestling, you see the face and the heel, you have to root for one or the other. But this White Six and Creed Brothers are technically helping each other out, and we're gonna root for either or, but we're gonna root for both because we want the Creed Brothers to survive, and we
Yeah.
want the White Six to flourish.
Exactly. But I was just so impressed with their in-ring debut. I was very impressed, especially with Eric Rowan. I thought he looked very good. I know in the past maybe some people have kind of been like, "Oh, well, he's just a lumbering lumberjack, just lumbering and lumber about." And it's just like, well, nah, he is kind of good, and tonight kind of proved that too. Like, I almost thought he was gonna jump over the ropes for like a top rope like plancha or whatever the hell. But he just did the baseball slide. So I'm like, okay, good. You didn't jump over the rope. Because I was nervous for a second. I was like, okay, hopefully he can actually jump because I don't remember him like being that athletic, like jumping over a top rope like that. So I'm glad it just stuck with a baseball slide. But like, yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was fine. I thought this was a good in-ring debut, and it can only go up from here.
I 100% agree. This in-ring debut was a success. It was very well delivered for the White Six and versus the Creed brothers. Like the Creed brothers got Mark.
Hmm.
I'm curious to see how they can continue their feud and how are they gonna have Chad Gable somehow survive to take out Uncle Howdy, because sooner or later Chad Gable needs to fight Uncle Howdy. Sooner or later, it
Yeah.
needs to happen. So I wonder how we're gonna get that, since right now they have one loss. So I'm really curious to
Hmm.
see when the next time we see it, would it be the White Six versus the Creed Brothers? I mean, keep calling them Creed Brothers. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna call them American Made. No, Creed Brothers.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Nah, it's all good. I know it's just like too. I don't know. I don't know why you would name a group American Made. Like again, I get the reference, I guess, from it, but I don't know. Again, I might have to just get used to it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess next part is getting Bo Dallas or Uncle Howdy into the ring, having
Yeah, like
that like
that's
debut,
literally
and
the
then
only thing next to see. Like we have no other, like, if we had another member for the American Made, who would you add to actually feel like a balance? Because those three are outnumbered no matter what.
mhm,
We with Uncle Howdy, they're outnumbered. So there is somebody that has to come to rescue.
Jason Jordan comes out of retirement. Oh yeah. I mean, they could always ask for help from somebody, maybe. Like, I don't know, maybe they
Would you
can
have
call
someone in mind,
upon.
or it's just too off topic right now for you to even think about?
I can't really think about anybody right
Okay.
now. So yeah, like that's it. And like I guess maybe the next step for American Made would be actually getting Ivy Nile on board with it.
Yes.
Whether that comes with
That could go
her.
Avenal versus Nikki Cross.
Yeah, because I mean, someone's gonna have to take care of Nikki Cross, but
Yes. It won't
it,
be
it, se-
me.
it seems like yeah,
She too
nah,
crazy.
hell no, it ain't gonna be me either. Don't worry about that one.
Count me
So
out. I quit. I'm done. That ain't happening.
nah, I'm good. I'm good, fam. I'm good. Oh man. So yeah. Well, Vash doesn't want no more of that, but let me tell you something. There's something else that's no more. There's no more Judgment Day. We're gonna move on now to our main storyline for the night, and the main storyline that has been going on for weeks on end because we're on Monday Night Raw. The Judgment Day are no more. If you saw SummerSlam, you saw that Damian Priest got screwed out of his title. Rhea Ripley got screwed out of her title. The Judgment Day, at least as we know it, is no more. They're now a new Judgment Day. They are now Finn Balor and JD McDonough, Carlito, that dirty, no good piece of dung Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. Yeah, so we got confirmation that basically Damian Priest and Rhea are out, and Damian is pissed. Like he came out of that ring ready to go.
Before you continue, I'm gonna just say one thing
Mhm.
because I'll be back in a second.
Oh yeah, you're
Damian
good.
Priest came for the fucking hands. I loved it. He was there
Oh
in the
yeah.
most baby faced. He said that the people here in this arena are behind me. They're my family, and I love it. Damian Priest, the Terror Twins, they deserve this love that they got from the audience. People were excited. People got up. People screamed for them. 11,000 or 10,000 plus people got up for them, and that was well fucking deserved.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, it was. So, yeah, I do want to break this down a little bit. So, mainly, I want to start with like Damian Priest and his rise to being a babyface. So, again, Judgment Day, heels, and all that stuff, bad people, blah, 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 whatever. With Damian Priest, like, I like how he explained it too. It's just like, I used to think that I was no good, that I didn't have anybody, I didn't belong anywhere, all that stuff. And then I found the Judgment Day and they gave me a place to belong and all that. But then, like, apparently, since his show on Friday night, which apparently went really good, he realized that there was more to everything and that like the crowd was starting to believe in him more and like started giving him a reason. So the story here with Damien is just him finding his place and his purpose in life, and he found that finally, like thanks to the Judgment Day, he found that through the crowd and all that. So I like how he had that evolution of his character going forward because it's like, okay, now we have a reason to get behind you. Now we understand why you're being a good guy here. It's more of like you found your place and you found your people beyond the Judgment Day. And I like some of the lines he said here. Like, if I'm just looking at my notes here, that was Finn. That was Finn. Yeah, so Damien, he was mainly pissed not because he lost the title, because losing a title, fine, whatever, I can get that back anytime I want. I can fight for it. That's not what he was so pissed about. He was pissed about being stabbed in the back by somebody that he called a brother, somebody that he called a friend, and all that. And yeah, he basically vows that he is going to make Finn Balor pay and make him feel some pain. And I like how Finn Balor responds to this because and I think I've said this on this show too. It's like Finn, like I feel for Finn. I understand Finn. I get why he would want to turn on Damien. And again, I'm pretty sure I've said this on the show too, because it's like Damien Priest has not been helping the Judgment Day. He's been like, hey, you guys need to take care of your stuff. Like, I can't do it for you. I can't help you out. I got my own stuff. You guys need to do it. But Finn had to remind him, like, look, we agreed in the Judgment Day that there were no leaders. Like, we were all in this together. We were going to help each other. We were going to have each other's backs, all that stuff. And yet, as soon as you became the world heavyweight champion, that changed. You changed from being part of the team, part of the group, part of the ship, part of the crew. You changed from being that to being somebody who only cares about you and your title. And the fact that Finn also brought up that he was screwed, like Damien, I know he didn't mean it back then, like a year ago, but he screwed Finn
He brought the
Balor out of that
receipts.
title. Yeah, exactly. Finn brought those receipts. He brought that picture not only from like Money in the Bank last year. There's evidence from SummerSlam too, because Damien like tossed that briefcase in there, and that's when Seth gave him the stomp and all that. So like Finn is justified in all this, and like that always makes the best heel is a justified heel when you're like, you know what? You have a point. You're not just an asshole to be an asshole. You're like, it makes sense
You're an
why
asshole
you're
to be a
being a
reason.
dick. Exactly. So And Finn just tells him, he's just like, look, I'm not going to come after you. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till you're at your highest peak. I'm going to wait till you're
Yo,
feeling the best. And then I'm just going to stab you in the back again.
I felt that. No lie, I felt that.
Right?
I felt that because you know what? I'm like, how's he gonna do it? Is he gonna wait next week? No, he literally waited during the fight versus JD when Damian Priest was getting the momentum, and not just any momentum, babyface momentum, hype from the crowd, hype from the audience getting excited to see him move to the side of his tank top where he gets ready to do the choke slam, be part of the era of the baby face of Damian Priest, see how people get excited for him. And fucking Finn Balor came from the back, took him down from his pedestal, said, nah, bitch, you're not gonna get this peak moment out of this fight. No, I'm gonna come here and interrupt it and take you down. And he fucking said what he said, and he did. It was insane, it was hurtful, but it was good storytelling. Like we said earlier in the show, it was long-term booking. It was showing that your heel and your babyface are not just players in the game. They know how to play the game.
Yeah, exactly. And I was listening to Brian Zane earlier, who's the guy who's over on Wrestling with Regret, which recommend that channel if you want to see some like wrestling history and all that, and like some other reviews and all that stuff. But he was, I think he was he was reviewing SummerSlam this past weekend. He was talking about that, and he made a comment like this past SummerSlam was a good indicator of like some of us who have been watching the product for the longest time. Like we got a payoff, like we got multiple payoffs this past weekend.
Multiple.
Yeah. And even tonight we started getting some payoffs too. It's just like this is our reward as fans for sticking it out so long. Like all the stuff that happened last year with like Finn versus Seth and like Damian Priest holding on to that briefcase and having like the past few months as world champion. Like we as the audience were rewarded just this past weekend and even tonight for sticking it out through the thick, through the thin, through the ups, through the downs, through the bull poo, through the, glass, like golden saucer that you sold on eBay for like $3 million. Like we were paid for all that.
Weird transition, but talking about $3 million. Greedy shirt guy. Every time you're front and center, you are there.
Right there.
You are there. I spot you now so much. Even when I went to my arena on SmackDown back in June, ending of June, I spot you. I wish I got to meet you so I could know what the fuck did you have over the company? What is it that you own of them? Do you own a share? Are you like the last stepchild? Not to have like a whole spin-off conversation, but like, man, like you always there, spine center, even in PLEs as well. You was front and center. My G, who are you?
Oh, he is owned by the company. That's what he is.
For sure. The best of a marketing. Wear the brightest green shirt where every fan spots you and talks about you, even if you don't work for the company. But
look, all I'm gonna say is, WWE, if you need another hype guy, if you need black shirt guy, if you need world championship necklace guy, look, just send me some tickets. I'll go.
Hey, we know that somebody is up to be a King of the Pirates members, so that is definitely up for debate.
Yo, okay, yeah, no, that made me. Damn it, I should have fucking gone to this damn show. No, that guy.
All right, chat. You take a drink every time Whawkins regrets his decision of not going to the event.
The worst. No, I can't believe I forgot about it. I even had a friend that was just like, yeah, we should get tickets. And I was just like, all right, yeah, cool, let's get tickets. And then she didn't even think about it until like 2:00. And then I texted her earlier when I got home, and I'm just like, frick, we didn't go. And then she's like, yeah, I thought
I
would have
left us back out. I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna go to arena and just buy whatever I see.
Man, I would have if I had somebody to watch Sydney, I would have bolted to that.
I would have loved like, babe, I'm gonna go for work. Where? I'm gonna go to Madison Square Garden for work. Like, but you don't work
Just
there.
like,
Yeah,
what?
I'm gonna go watch an event for work.
Yeah, exactly. It's
But
work.
just to see the promo work of Finn Balor explain, like we said
Mhm.
earlier, the heel and babyface showing the comparison of what it is, talking about 2 years ago work, a year ago, showing that you're the one the cause of all this, and like this feels like, guys, you're watching Weebs of the Ring, you're gonna hear anime reference. So here's another one. I got you guys. Finn Balor right now reminds me of Pain from the Akatsuki of Naruto Shippuden. So Pain, he felt like he was right. He felt like what he was doing, destroying the Elite Village, showing that he was supposed to grab the Jinchuriki, bring the Ten Tails. He has big ambitions and everything. But guess what? Finn feels like he's the right as well. He feels like what he's doing is right, even though he's motherfucking wrong, 100% on a dime. I'm sorry, but I'm a Damian Priest side. If you're gonna
Opposing
choose a
sides
side,
here.
if we're gonna choose a side, like, hey, we had to choose a side a good 5-6 years ago. When no, sorry, even 8 years ago when it was Iron Man versus Hulk. I mean Iron Man versus Captain America. Who do you choose? I was on Iron Man side. So for this side, I'm on Damian Priest side.
I mean, yeah, Iron Man made some good points. I'm not gonna lie, like, but I get it. I get it, Cap. I get it, Cap. You need your freedoms and all that, but this isn't Iron Man versus Captain America. No, but I get that though. But I do want to point out.
Wait, but don't skip the question. Whose side are you on?
Oh, I've already said that. I'm on Finn's side.
Oh, okay. So we have a
I
Finn
get,
and a
dude,
Damian side.
dude. I have said it on multiple streams here. I am almost
Hey, I wanted
92%
myself and
sure.
Chad to know clarification that whose side we're on. Vash is on Damian's side. Whawkins is on Finn's side. We need to find out
Drop,
where Nick stands. Where are you?
drop. Where do you stand in this? Are you with Finn, or are you with Damien, or are you with Mommy? Because she's also a side. Which, I mean, I'm always on Mommy's side.
Oh,
What
but the
are you talking
mommy,
about?
as we saw, like, hey, Chad, we're gonna talk about the fight overall. Because the mommy coming out and supporting Damian Priest, I love
Mm-hmm.
that Michael Cole called them the Terror Twins, because as many
Oh
people
yeah.
don't know, the Terror Twins are their real life nicknames of what they call each other. So just to see that Michael Cole actually brings that into canon. All
Mm-hmm.
right, guys. So a little Bleach right there. Some stories of Bleach in the anime are non-canon, and some in the actual show is actually canon to the story from the manga. So with this, just to see the Terror Twins hearing in the vlog form in the WE and what they've said it during their whole social media being canon to the actual story of the characters, I wonder, do you think we're gonna have the Terror Twins as their name on stream? I mean, for the next couple weeks or next couple months, or do you think it would just be Damian Priest with Rhea Ripley?
I mean, they might reference it again here and there and all that. I hope they don't make it a thing, because I like how it's just like their thing in the back and all that. But I mean, I've seen people reference it like on Twitter or whatever, that they're the Terror Twins and all that, or they might call Damian Priest bisexual Undertaker again. Who knows?
If it happens,
Yeah.
I don't mind it. Look, I'll say Damian Priest executed his fight with JD. JD sold
Oh,
this so well.
wait, a
People need to
fight?
say,
A
yeah.
fight? Are you sure it wasn't a murder?
Oh, it was a murder. It was a murder.
Like, I mean, JD got some
JD,
offense, but
I
it
love
was,
how I
yeah.
bet you Triple H in the back said, JD, your job tonight is sell this shit like it's Dolph Ziggler rent is due. Like, you gotta sell this like it's money on the dime that you need to pay your bills by next day, tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock. That if you sell this so hard that you get chokeslam like an extra 10 feet in the air. Because I bet you Damian Priest saw the Jelly Roll chokeslam and saw like, yo, he flew up
Mm-hmm.
in the air very well. Austin Theory did such a great sell. JD and David Priest said, "Hold my beer.
Yep,
I'm gonna break that shit right now." Yo,
exactly.
JD executed us so well. The cell and Damian Priest did a fantastic combo for that. I gotta give credit to both of the guys. They did such a great job, and I was very impressed. and I love him the most. What did you think about this, Whawkins? Were you impressed as I was when it came to what happened with Jelly Roll to compare to this? Like the chokeslam, to see what happens from Saturday to Sunday, it shows that
Mhm.
they see and reference things, so from trying to improve each other, trying to outmatch each other. Like I just love that.
Yeah, yeah. I agree that Damien saw that choke slam is just like, all right, hold on, hold my beer. Let's do this thing. But I cracked a smile and I kind of audibly laughed at home
And what?
when JD had his little backstage promo where he's just like, I loved watching your face as you reacted to Finn screwing you over, and you were only champion for as long as Judgment Day allowed it. Like he's spouting all this shit, and I'm just sitting there like, oh JD, you're cute, buddy. You think you're gonna do something. Aw.
Look, look,
But
look,
like
look.
I
Promo
love Damien's
aside,
retort though. I love Damien's retort. He's just like, for such a big head, you got a tiny brain. It's like, yeah, yeah, you're right there, buddy.
look, promo aside for JD, he executed it very well. I was very
Oh
impressed
yeah,
for
he
what
did.
he gave us to us. Even though in the same position like you was, I'm like, boy,
I couldn't.
you about to get your ass kicked, murdered, destroyed by Damien. He never liked you in the first place. He used to pick you
Yep.
up. I still remember that Damien Priest literally slided this man up on against the wall. I felt like he was carrying him like, you my little bitch boy, like up in the
Yep.
air. And I'm like, oh, that's adorable. But just to see that, oh, JD, you actually think you're gonna do something. But it was nice to see a good promo from JD overall, because I remember seeing him
Hmm.
in NXT and NXT UK. So I love to see the JD that we have learned to love and learn to grow, and just to see what the guy that got trained by Finn, what he could produce to us and what could be shown. So that's something I'm very excited for. And
Hmm.
JD, you know how to sell, motherfucker. You are such a good
Oh
job at
yeah.
it.
And I'm also glad too that like Damien did reference like, the only person who wanted you in the Judgment Day was Finn Balor. Like just putting to note there, being like, okay, Finn did that for a reason. That and the reason is he knew he wanted to, turn his back on us and all that. So I do like how Damien, because like that's the thing, Damien and like a lot of other baby faces in the company now, they're starting to be smart now. They're starting to actually use their dang head and be like, hey, wait a minute, that ain't right. So I like that. And of course, you know, the beatdown happening. I mean, I like how they do show that like Damien is strong enough to kind of fight back against the three Judgment Day members.
As
But
he should. It's like
exactly like
he's not as strong as somebody who pick up 300 pound man on the left and right wing, but the
oh,
Damien
that shit was
Priest
crazy.
is big enough to actually do something against these other gentlemen. Like, hey,
Hmm.
you should be throwing around Dominic. You should be still mad at Dominic that you want to throw him around. The only one that did not get thrown around like a rag dog was Carito, but he
Yeah.
was in the side of the ring like a bitch ass.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was Carlito and it was also Finn. And I'm kind of glad. And this kind of ties into like my little theory about like the mixed tag match. Because I know I had said, oh, Finn and Liv, but like, yeah, I was kind of thinking about it a little bit more. And I kind of like the idea of more of like Liv and Dom being the mixed tag match for Rhea and uh Damian Priest. I think that works just a little bit better because like now that way, Damian can get rid of Dominic, who's in the way too, so he can eventually get to Finn and all that. So we'll have to wait and see with that. Because like when Rhea came out, oh, she cleaned house. She cleaned some house with some people. Like she knocked back JD McDonough. She like the way she threw
So
Liv
I have a
into
question.
that corner was crazy.
Was I the only one that wanted JD to get power bombed by Rhea instead of getting chokeslammed by Damian Priest? I wanted to see Rhea literally grab JD and just gets power bombed by her.
Oh, don't worry. Yeah, yeah, no. I was the same way too. I wanted Rhea to like actually destroy JD, but I mean, she
because
didn't.
Liv it's because Liv ran because Dominic, fuck you, Dominic. I was waiting
Mhm.
for Rhea to literally just power bomb, or no, it wasn't power bomb. What was it that gonna be happening to the table? Michael Cole said it. The move that Rhea was about to do to Liv, by
Oh
doing.
no, she was. It was about to be a power bomb.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was.
Hmm.
I thought Michael called it. I thought Michael called it something else.
I can't recall it. To me, it looked like she was gonna power bomb her.
Well,
So
either way, fuck Dominic
yeah.
for getting your girl, but I
Yep.
wish she grabbed JD. But like, you know what? Get over here, pa. I'm gonna trade
Get
you
over
instead,
here.
and then power bomb JD. I was like, yes, Rhea, show your dominance. Do what you could do. Such an amazing job.
Oh yeah, but I'm assuming that mixed tag will be happening. I'm assuming in Berlin.
It actually really would be
Like,
a great tag match on Rhea and Liv.
oh yeah,
Cause that means the person who could take that pin, it will be Dominic.
yeah. Well, I was actually gonna say Liv would take the pin, so that way we could set up the rematch for her and Rhea.
Okay, you say
Yeah,
Liv, I say Dominic. I see.
yeah. I mean,
Uh,
either way, Dom's gonna be. See, I want to say a certain word, but I'm also like, oh, I don't want YouTube to like catch that and be like, oh, no, no, no,
I
no,
love
no,
what Trip.
no.
I love what Triple H said during the press conference. He literally said, "I've been hearing a lot of people saying that they want to be Dominic. I wouldn't want to be him. He's
Mm-mm.
about to get a lot of hate and a lot of
Yeah,
things coming to him." And Triple H was just sigh heavy. I'm like, he sounds like a disappointed dad, just seeing like his son just being reckless and
I
just being
mean,
like a ladies' man.
look, Dom's actual disappointed dad is on the roster, so you don't need any more disappointed dads at Dom at all. But man, I liked it. I like the direction we're going to be going with everything. This match was fun, as much as I wanted to give it crap because of JD being like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat you up." He did have some good offense. He was looked like he was getting some grievances out that he's probably had since trying to join the Judgment Day. But yeah, I'd like where we're going with this. I'm assuming again we're getting a mixed tag first before the Finn Balor versus uh Damian Priest match, which this is okay. This is the hard part because it's like Bad Blood's coming up soon, and people are like, oh, there's gonna be Hell in a Cell match here, Hell in a Cell match there. It's like there are a lot of feuds right now that could end in that cell, and it's
Would
like
you mind
which
if all of them aren't in Hell in a Cell?
I feel like one should be, and we'll get to what the one I think definitely will be because I did see like a tweet go around about that one leading up to a Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood. But if we're getting two, then the other one would probably be a women's one, which the only other feud that would need that would be Rhea and Liv, which since Dom's involved in that, he could be in there and get his ass handed to him. Who knows? But we'll just have to wait and see with all of that. But like that was basically the main story here. Because again,
Quick
like,
side question: if Dom
yeah,
was a special referee, would that be a good idea for story, or would it be too out of place?
it might be a little too out of place because like he would obviously have a bias with Liv, but I, yeah, I don't think he would be involved in the match that way. I think he would just be in the match like on the side and all that. Or if they decide to have a little fun with it, have it be a handicap match against Rhea. And like if Rhea pins either one of them, she wins the championship. Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be
I
an
wouldn't mind
interesting
that.
one. Interesting
Yeah.
stake. But you
Yep.
know what would be cool, and what needs to
Mm.
be rehashed because of a kind of a referee mistake? What is it, Watkins?
Oh boy. Oh boy. On to our other stories for the night. We had a confrontation between our new world heavyweight champion, who is the king general of the ring and now the world heavyweight champion. But he almost wasn't the king general because he kind of sort of not really pinned a certain apex predator, a certain viper, if you will, who likes to strike out of nowhere. But hey, he's getting a consolation prize by challenging Gunther for Bash in Berlin. That's right, everybody. We're gonna get Gunther versus Randy Orton 2 in Germany. This has me hyped as hell because this segment was really good because like it starts with like Ludwig Kaiser giving an amazing intro for Gunther. Loved all of that. And again, Gunther just comes out there and just basically his message there was just like, look, you saw what I did with the IC title. You saw how great I made that thing. Just imagine what I'm about to do for this world heavyweight title. And I can't wait to see. Like, the first defense is against Randy Orton, of all people. That's crazy. And then we're gonna be getting probably some other ones too. Eventually we're gonna get him and Seth. You know, we'll get him and Damian Priest again too. Maybe him and Finn again. That
Oh yeah.
that would be a cool one. Um, yeah, there's plenty of people on the roster. Him and Dragonov is another obvious choice. Um, or another prediction I have: hold that title until some point next year during a certain Waba do John Cena retirement tour. Because the nostalgia button in me, the nostalgia, the little child in me wants Cena to win number 17. And how great would it be if number 17 came from somebody like Gunther? Like the battle John would have to go through for that. That's what's selling me on that part. But Vash, what did you think of this segment between Randy Orton and Gunther? Because there was like a lot of good lines said here, and there was like a lot of good just build up for their coming match at Bash in Berlin.
Orton,
Uh-oh.
I love what you said. I love when I hear your song. I heard a voice in my head. They come to me. They come to me. Understand. They talk to me. And then they spoke. They spoke to you. And they said, you need to handle your business. You need to handle your shit. And your
Mhm.
shit is a guy named Gunther that won the title of my boy Damian Priest. I was rooting for you, and it didn't happen. But guess what? Gunther, you're about to fight the Viper. You're about to fight. He has made a career of killing legends. That's what Randy Orton has done. That's what he's known for. And he will be taking you out and make you start from start one, like from level one, make you climb back on top to get to where you're supposed to be.
Yeah. So I can't wait for it. And like the little the little interaction they had after they shook hands and like agreed to this match with Gunther just being like, look, I'm gonna win and you can't whatever you do, you won't catch me off guard. And Randy's just like, nah, I'm fine with that because I want you to see me coming. It's just like, oh, you're not even gonna try to be sneaky about it, or you're that petty enough to let Gunther like not be caught off guard, which is kind of crazy for Orton to say because he's kind of a superstar that like thrives on catching people off guard like that. So I don't know. He'll find
Well,
a way to try to
he
get
did
around
say that
Gunther.
I don't want you to catch you off guard. Like, I want you to see it coming. Like he
Yeah.
wanted to say, like I will get you when you see it coming. Like he wants
Hmm.
that spectator. Like he wants you to catch him. He wants you to see that you believe you are the hunter.
Exactly. But I don't know, man. I'm just excited for this. You know, we finally got a match set for Bash in Berlin. We finally know who Gunther is going to be facing in his hometown. You know, big old quote unquotes there because he's not really from Germany, but like it's still gonna be really good. But like people were speculating, like thinking, oh, we're gonna get him and Damian Priest again, maybe, or like, oh, we're gonna get him and Dragonov again. It's just like, well, as cool as those would be, I I mean the Damian Priest one, that's not a bad shout. Might be a little early since he has to, deal with Finn and all that. the
I
thing the,
I feel
the
like
thing with
with
Dragunov, yeah.
I feel like with Damien Priest might happen again in October, November, December, like
Yeah.
somewhere around there, which is totally fine. Like it gives the which I honestly thought Bash in Berlin was like in September, but it's actually the end of the month, which threw me
Hmm.
off. I'm like, oh shit, that's actually like right around the corner.
Yeah, I looked at it today. I'm like, oh, August is a long month.
Yeah,
Oh
it's 5 weeks. We have
no.
August 5 weeks, and I'm like,
Yeah.
huh,
Like
interesting.
July felt like it dragged. I'm not looking forward to this August. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be crazy. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna hit your area or not, but we got a hurricane coming through. So, and it's not Gregory Helms, it's an actual legitimate hurricane coming through.
Yeah,
Um,
I saw that. I think I saw. I believe I saw that on the news today. I was like, shit, that sounds strong as hell, very heavy.
yeah. Um, I also just realized I forgot to change the banner on here. Oopsies. Oopsie poopsie, lemon doopsie. But anyways, so I don't know. I don't really have too much to say right now because, like, we just got this announced, so there's not too much to really kind of dig deep with it because they're just
The
starting the
la-
program.
the last thing I will say is this:
Yeah.
is Randy Orton premiering every Monday Night Raw now? Is this something permanently that got switched over from SmackDown to Raw? So I'm very curious to see what's the moves from this Friday SmackDown with Roman
Hmm.
Reigns and what type of points that'll be happening.
Yeah, because like there have been some rumors about like people switching shows and all that, or like being traded off and all that. So I'm curious if something comes from that. I don't know. It feels a little early to do like a kind of a trade thing from the draft and all that, but I mean, who knows? Maybe they did, and it's like this soft reset for the company after SummerSlam. Which, you know what? Fine
It
if you're
shows
gonna
it.
do that.
It
Yeah.
shows this 3 hour show their reset and the rebuilding and restructure. Like everyone of tonight had a
Mm-hmm.
reasoning, had a purpose of being here. Even if you don't like the big foreheads, the studs, or if you don't like the people that are writers slash authors, and they give a lot of people pain. If you don't like the certain groups, but they still put the work, they still put the effort, still do the best they can do.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, again, we'll probably be able to talk a little bit more about like Gunther and Randy Orton when we start getting just a little bit more depth with this story and all that. But we're gonna move right along to another member of Imperium. First of all, Ludwig Kaiser's back, so that's kind of cool. I'm glad he's back from his injury spell that he had, and he is facing off against Sheamus. They're gonna work on getting their little rivalry finished and over with. And this match was done during the no commercial Raw, like the first hour being commercial free. So no breaks from this, no picture in picture, just straight up wrestling like we would see on a pay per view. Uh, the match was really good though. Like again, there are like, oh sorry, I just saw your note about small details in production, which we'll get to here in just a second. But like Kaiser plays the good role of like the smart but also kind of chicken shit heel because it's like, okay, I'm not gonna go for a fight, but I'm also gonna be smart about it if I am in a fight. But yeah, I mean, I thought the match was pretty good, like very hard hitting, especially from Sheamus's side. What do you think of this match?
This match, I love how when our boy Sheamus came out of the arena and was saying, uh, "Are you ready for a banger?" It felt like when Triple H says like, "Are you ready?" So it was great to see our boy Sheamus start off saying like, "Are you ready for a banger?" So that's really dope one to see. Like Walker's brought up in my notes, I did say that really love those small details in production because chat, did you see the lower thirds on the left side of the
Hmm.
corner? It says still to come. What are the results throughout the night to show that the small little type of difference? It shows your show, the game is trying to up its scale and quality in production, and so it shows that it's carrying enough.
Hmm. Exactly. And like I like too how they're building upon those two, like being like, oh, coming soon. And they also did one too where they said, oh, well, here's our commentary team for the night, and here's the people that are doing backstage interviews. Like, again, it's building upon what they started like a couple weeks ago, being like, okay, here are the results from SmackDown. Like, Jade Cargill beat, I forgot who it was. Like this was like a couple weeks ago, but it's like they're building upon that, like giving more information for you, letting you know what's going on or what has happened in the show or what's to come and all that. Like it's a good change that they made and all that. But Pete Dunne almost tried to take out Sheamus's
He
noggin
came
with all this.
fully swinging with that bat.
He was
Blah.
ready.
He
He
was
was ready
ready.
for a
Yo,
fight.
Sheamus ignored. He's like, nope, not having that today.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeet. Yeah,
He
nah.
literally said, yeet. I'm on from there.
Exactly.
I just love how
Oh
the
man.
fight was very brutal.
Mm-hmm.
It was also Sheamus took the win. I'm happy he took the win as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there was one big spot where it's like Kaiser, he did that thing, and they mentioned this on commentary too. They're like, "Oh, this is the thing that took out his partner Giovanni Vinci and all that." It's like, yeah, that is a deadly move because like the way he drop kicks Sheamus into those steps, oh, it kind of looked brutal. Like there was a part of me that thought, "Oh wow, he's gonna have like a big concussion in the morning." I don't know. We'll have to wait and see with that one. But
That
yeah,
was
again, it was a banger. It was a banger.
that was a part I couldn't tell as well. But
Hmm.
hey, best of recovery. Like we know from somebody from this past Saturday, they're not hurt. They're selling it in the best way possible. Our boy Jacob Fatu.
Oh,
So
thank
glad to
God.
see this man is putting the work. He's putting the sell a damn boot on. Like that's amazing. They you care enough about your job that you're gonna put a boot on to sell it.
Oh, that's kind of funny though. Oh man.
For the fight between Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser, I don't got nothing else to say.
Yeah.
Other than it was a banger, good fight. Love that Sheamus won and he delivered.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, so did Kaiser too. And I hope Ludwig Kaiser gets a good marquee match for Bash in Berlin too, because that is, I'm pretty sure that is his home country. Like he is German, so yeah, let's get in there. Let's get him some sort of good match. That's why I thought like that's why I was kind of surprised that him and Sheamus was tonight. I figured they might try to slow that down until Berlin. But hey, maybe Sheamus and Pete Dunne are going to be the ones getting a fight in Bash in Berlin, which that would be fine. I wouldn't mind that at all. Oh man, but from one thing I didn't mind at all to a couple things I kind of did mind.
That transition of sadness. He was like, let's talk about these things I did not care about, but it happened.
Yeah,
That's what
so
it sounded like.
so we get okay. This first match, there's a reason I put these two together, not in chronological order and all that. We're gonna get through this horrible thing before we talk about something that was amazing. Okay, so we got Lyra Valkyria versus Shayna Baszler, which was not advertised for this card, mind you. Which again, card subject to change. That's fine. That's cool. It's all good. This match amounted to almost nothing because like they started having a match, they started doing moves on each other and all that, but then the forehead sisters have to get in there and start beating up on Lyra Valkyria, causing the DQ and all that. This makes Damage Control come out, beat them up because the scheduled match for Damage Control was supposed to be Dakota Kai versus Sonya Deville, but that
Well,
ends
that
up
shit
not
got
happening
axed.
anyways.
That shit got axed.
Exactly.
And I'm so sad about that because I wanted to support Togoda. I wanted to see her to have a match. I wanted to see her do good. But
Yeah.
sadly, it didn't.
Exactly. Like I don't know, but before we go get to that part, I want to point out though, it's like okay, I like Lyra Valkyria. I really like her moveset. I like her, but she might have to hit the gym a little bit because like it feels like she's struggling a lot to lift people up, like into like a suplex or like I think my main example of this was she did this gut wrench power bomb to Shayna Baszler, and it's like, okay, I get like you want to kind of sell lifting somebody up and all that, like I get that part, but like at times I felt like she may have actually been struggling getting somebody up. So I don't know if that's just like her own strength trying to do those moves, or if it's just her selling or something. I don't know. I might be the only one in this camp with it. I don't know if you noticed either, Vash.
Look, I don't know if you're gonna hate me about this or not. I didn't pay attention to this fight or the next one.
You're fine because not much happened in this one. In the
It's like,
Lyra
look,
Valkyria
look.
one.
It's not that I did chat. It's not that I chose not to pay attention. That's never the case. I love the girls. I hope the best for them in the work, and they do what they gotta do. But sadly, I took that time to prep dinner and help out around the house with things I had to do. So
Exactly. It was one of those moments. Like if
yeah,
there was ever a lull in the show, it was here. It was during like these two matches, these two segments, and all that. Because later on in the night, when we're supposed to get Dakota Kai versus Sonya Deville, the Forehead Sisters decide to beat up Damage Control and all that, and effectively take out Dakota Kai. Now, I haven't looked up anything. I'm sure some news sites might have some stuff tomorrow going on, but I'm hoping Dakota Kai isn't injured because, like, it feels like her whole career, and this kind of goes towards like people like Tegan Knox as well. Hey, look, there's a name you probably haven't heard of in months. Yeah, I wonder what she's been up to. I Lord has me, but like Dakota Kai has also kind of been on the prone to
downhill.
injury.
Oh, okay, that too.
Well, that too, yeah, but I'd say I don't want to
Well, she
say
has like
downhill,
it
but
sucks that look Dakota Kai. She's been rooting for stardom. She's been rooting for
mhm,
success, but hasn't been going her way, and that's a disappointing aspect.
yeah. So she got taken out tonight, and Io Sky took her place. Which, man, Io's so good in the ring. Like from her selling to her offense, like everything just looks really good on Io. And I do I'll give credit where credit's due. Sonya looked a little better this week. Like,
She did. That is true. She
yeah.
did. She actually did look much better this time around than last week, getting like three botches in one match. I'm like, girl, you are rusty as hell. Train more before you go out.
Let go. Let
Let
go.
go. I
I
felt so
couldn't
bad in
believe
that
that
moment.
happened.
I felt so bad in that
Oh,
moment. I was like,
I
yo, if I was her, I would have like been in my room and just cried emotionally from
oh
how
my
I just
gosh.
fucked up. I was like, oh, that's gonna be in my head now for the next couple of days.
Mhm. Like I was not oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I couldn't handle that kind of embarrassment. Like it's just again, it's just embarrassing, but whatever. That's besides the point. We're not here to bitch and moan about things from a couple weeks ago. We're here to bitch and moan about one of the stinky parts of Raw tonight. Cause this you know what? Look, this was at least better than the Lyra Valkyria segment because at least Io won this match, and at least her and Kyrie looked fantastic, taking out the Forehead Sisters in their way. Like especially the corner spot where you have Io and Kyrie right there, and like
Yes,
Kyrie
that was
does
such an amazing
her
spot.
insane elbow, and like Io does her moonsault to them, and like outside, like it was almost at the same time, but like it was kind of staggered a little bit. But man, that spot was cool. Oh boy,
It
but
was
I
such a nice
mean,
good spot between them. Kyrie and
mhm,
Il was such a nice spot. I got excited. I got my chair, just be like, yes, I'm rooting for this. Babyface Il, maybe, perhaps, who knows?
well, I mean, it seems like Damage Control are being booked as the baby faces here. So I guess they changed alignments, which that's fine, because I do like Damage Control. I do like them a lot. I mean, it's going to be interesting when Asuka comes back and how, like, if she's going to play along with it. I would assume so, because, like, they all do seem like really good friends and all that, but we'll have to wait and see with all that. But yeah, I mean, Io got the win, which she should have gotten the win. Like, see, and this is like this is the tricky part. It's like, okay, Damage Control is coming back. They're trying to change how they do things, but like you have this new faction now, and it's like, okay, you can't really have them lose too often, but like Sonya losing, maybe she can act as like the actual weak link. I don't know, but
It doesn't
man,
have
yeah,
too many. Let me see what's the word. It doesn't have too much avenue. It doesn't have too
hmm
much avenue and where the story could go, and that's a disappointing aspect because we want to support Sonya, we want to support these girls, but since we have no investment towards us, it doesn't make us interesting in it.
hmm and I mean, next week we'll have some sort of investment because they'll be in a number one contenders match against, I believe I saw it was like Shayna and Zoe. So we'll have Io and Kyrie trying to get those women's tag titles back again, which, you know what, fair. That's fine. You know, do something with the women's tag division. That's all I ever ask for, which, hey, they're doing it here on Raw. Fine.
It's keeping it
That's actually
consistent.
fine. Yeah, exactly. Like you're showing them on TV, and I can't remember if I mentioned this last week or like another time, but like another aspect of Triple H's booking that I've really liked is just like the weekly stories that go on. It's just like, okay, yeah, people like or groups like, you know, Chad Gable and American Made now, they're not getting on the PLEs as often, but they're still in feuds on TV that kind of help boost their character, boost them to the next level and all that. So yeah, I mean, again, I don't have much else to say about this match. Like
Me either.
it,
Like I said,
yeah, yeah,
I didn't pay much attention anyway, so I can't really add more than I could, other than those little small bits and pieces I saw. That was Io and Kyrie. Their elbow drop spot was really good, and Io Sky just being determined. She also got the W, so congrats to her and everything. But other than
hmm
that, chilling.
oh yeah. Well, somebody who's not chilling. Well, no, I guess apparently he was chilling tonight. Apparently he was kind of
Until you got him
happy.
tick off.
Yeah, until you get, you know, his cockblock Seth Rollins out there. That's right. Let's talk about CM Punk. Let's talk about Drew McIntyre. Let's talk about Seth Rollins himself because they were in
Seth freaking
another,
Rollins,
oh my God, they were in another really good segment. Even though I do have one nitpick with it,
which
and
was
it's the fact that Punk was kind of happy tonight. Like, and he references in his promo, and I get it. I get it. You know, you thought you were told, "Oh, you'll be back in 9 months." He's back in 5 months, and he's
that
able
was
to put on
impressive.
the match. Yeah. Oh my God, that is always impressive when they come
Uh,
back from an injury like that.
you was told 9 and you did it in 5. Congrats on that.
Yeah, and
Congrats.
especially doing that healthy, like that's just insane.
It shows why he's been consistent. Even Drew McIntyre gave CM Punk compliment on his accomplishments on doing better than expected to what the audience have seen or thought that he would
hmm
be so far. Because a lot of people thought that he was going to be too slow or he wasn't going to do the spots correctly. But look at that.
Well, a lot of people actually did think that, you know, because like if you take any opinions on the old Twitter machine more than face value, a lot of people like thought the match was slow. The match was like there were a couple like weird booking decisions, which I get, you know, with the whole thing with like Seth stopping Drew from hitting Punk with a chair and all that. Like I get it, there are nitpicks with it and all that, but I still had fun with it. I'm pretty sure Vash did too as well.
Oh hell
But
yeah! Like the there's that scene when both CM Punk and Seth Rollins were staring each other, right? Like they were going one on one to each other. Drew was in the staircase. He was like, "Are you guys gonna be done staring at each other? I'm here wanting attention too." And
Yeah.
then that's what Drew was like. You know what? CM Punk, if you don't want to give me my attention, I'm gonna make you look my way. He did. He said, and he mentioned her name this time. He didn't mention wife. He said AJ.
Oh yeah. Like Drew's just a menace. He's just a menace. But like going back to here to like Pug being happy, it's like it's this weird moment where it's like, yeah, I'm happy because my road to WrestleMania starts now. And I prove that I can still go and all that, that despite whatever the internet wants to tell you, he
did an
looked good
amazing
in all
job.
this.
He did.
Yeah,
He did.
he did. He
It was
did.
believable. I was entertained by it. And chat, if you want to know our full thoughts about it, go check out episode 152 of Weebs of the Ring podcast that we did our SummerSlam coverage. Quick promo and sidetrack for that. And
Oh yeah.
what I love about it is that Seth Rollins came in ready to give the hands too.
Oh yeah.
He came down the ring. He took off his shirt already. He took off the cowboy hat. Even CM Punk said, "Yo, look at you. You ready to fight?" That's dope.
This was crazy because like okay, we gotta break down just like that, just like transition to everything because like near the end of Punk's promo, he's just like, my summer of hate has not started like I wanted, but it's still summer, and he calls out Drew and all that, and like as soon the moment Seth's music hits, Punk is just like, motherfucker, why is this damn cock block out here right now? I want Drew. I want to fight Drew, and you're getting in my way. What's going on? But like, I love too how like Seth, because like normally when he interviews like this or like cuts somebody off like this, he's in his cocky mode that I like to call. It's like, that's the one where he's like dancing and all that, wearing the big old boots, stomping around and everything. Like tonight was different. Like he came out with his music and like there was no dancing, there was no like high-fiving the crowd. It was just like, hey, you're here, you're in a good mood, well so am I, because I can beat the ever-loving crap out of you, which he tries to. It doesn't work because again, like you said, he ran to Drew, and then that was basically it with that section.
But
But
then
it's like,
he continued going to look around the arena and told Adam
oh
Pearce
yeah,
like, "Yo, where's Drew? Where's Drew? I'm ready to give him the hands. I'm ready to fight him." Adam Pearce was
but
like,
like,
I sent him home. He's off work now.
yeah, I sent him home. He's fine. I like to. People are pointing out like Punk in the back, like he was just like, I want to talk to him. Like I want to talk to him, like making the hand gestures like he's gonna choke him or anything.
Oh yeah, he's on the lying front thing. Like, yo, my friend, I just want to talk to you, but deep down, like,
Yeah.
nah, I just want to beat your ass, throw you across this ring, and just bring you down the Eiffel Tower and just smash your head.
Oh my, I hope Drew's not in an Eiffel Tower situation, but that's besides the point. Like, I think one thing I really like about this segment is how Punk and Seth still haven't fought yet. They're still keeping each other separate. They're still like basically ignoring the other each other.
I
Each
like how you
other.
said that because it felt that in the best way possible that
Mm-hmm.
they're teasing us, they're letting us know what is gonna be happening, but not yet.
Yeah. So I like that because like with a feud like this, keep them separated for a little bit. Let us crave it for a little bit longer. And once we've had our limit, pull that trigger and let's see what happens. And I think magic will happen with that. Oh man. But Seth being in the ring by himself, it, it can lead to some
He
people
got
attacking.
jump.
He got okay. Y'all know how I said JD earlier got murdered? This was a straight up like homicide. Like this man, Bronson Reed. Okay, so let's time travel a little bit. Let's go back. Let's go back a little bit earlier in the night. So Bronson Reed approaches Adam Pierce and he's like, "Hey, Pierce, why am I not on the show? Why am I just chilling out here in catering? Why am I not out there winning or out there fighting? Like, I beat Sheamus last week. That should have gotten me something. Why am I not on the show?" And then Pierce, just like, "Oh, well, the things and stuff." And rightfully so. Bronson Reed's just like, I don't know about that. If you're not going to give me the opportunities, fine, I'll take the opportunities. And how does he take the opportunities? By beating up Seth Rollins, but not just any old normal beatdown. Let me just go through the note I took. Now, if you paid attention right there, I said note, singular, plural. I didn't have to write much about this segment, just a single little note. Well, maybe not little, but I digress. Bronson Reed attacks Seth, and Seth stood tall. Okay, cool, neat, awesome. Bronson Reed then hits Seth with 3 tsunamis. He absolutely decimates Seth. He comes from behind, first of all, and just knocks him down. Goes for 1 tsunami. Okay, great. Statement made. Awesome. I guess we're doing this feud now. Great. Oh, you're going up there again for number 2. Okay. All right. Oh, 3 tsunamis. OMG. Holy F. Again, these are my notes. A singular note. A 4th one with many, many exclamation points and many, many question marks. No, not a 5th with all the exclamation parts I could point on there. But no, Bronson freaking Reed was not done yet. Holy fucking ass crackers. 6? No, not 7. Not a 7. Okay, good. Whew. No 7. So yeah, 6
I wish 8.
freaking tsunamis.
I wish it was 8.
6 of these.
He
wish it was 10.
He almost got a 7. I told you guys I wanted it earlier. I wish it was 10. I wish it was 10. It was
Oh my god.
could have been 10. But
like,
I know
6.
I know you probably brought it up just now, but I love what he told Adam Pierce. He said, "You know what? I need to make a name for myself. You know what? I need to do something like what AJ Styles did. Like, tell the people I'm gonna quit and then say, nah, I ain't quitting. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lie to you and take my opportunity and skip the line." And that is what Bronson Reed did the best way possible. Even Triple H quote retweeted saying, "This is how you get people's attention," and that's what he did. He got my attention. He got Whawkins, and he had everyone's attention, showing that 6 tsunamis down. Seth Rollins having internal bleeding, where he needs to go to the hospital and get a CAT scan. And chat, this is kayfabe. Most likely, it's not happening. He is good. Probably took a patch or whatever it is for him to get into the scene and act it out. But it was such a brilliant, organized scene between the 2 wrestlers and showing, and I appreciate for Seth, like he took an L extremely, showing Bronson Reed. But Whawkins brought up a beautiful point earlier. For Bronson Reed to actually succeed in this feud, he needs to win.
Yes. Like, and I think that is the biggest part of all this, because like it's great that we have this angle. It's great that we have this moment. It was an awesome moment. It was fantastic. Like, there was a moment where like there was all that blood on the canvas that they were showing as they were like showing Seth, and like at first I'm like, wait, where's this blood coming from? Where, like, whose is this? Like, okay, it's Seth's. All right, great, but like, where is he bleeding? Okay, I assumed that they would go the internal injury route, which they did, but like I couldn't see the blood coming out of his mouth. And then I saw the blood coming out of his mouth.
The
Yeah.
shorts was like, I was like, oh, okay, this is different. I'm like, this is cool, but I don't
Mhm.
mind it. It showed the intensity. But I want to
Yeah.
not say cool. I want to add an emphasis on how
Mhm.
important Bronson Reed is doing this and why it means something so much because Drew and CM Punk could focus on each other without having distraction. And now Seth has an opponent that Bronson Reed that can add value because technically
Mhm.
Bronson Reed and Seth were supposed to have an original fight back in
That's
Elimination
right.
Chamber in Australia. But they had it for Monday Night Raw, I think a couple weeks after, and it
Mhm.
was cut short, I believe. So this is a great time for a rematch and to run it back once again.
Yeah. And I mean, again, Bronson, he needs to win it. Like, too many times I've seen where it's like, oh, yeah, this person looked really good and they did a beatdown. Isn't that great? And then they lose the feud altogether. It's like, ah, come on. Come on. Like, you have paper that turned in that's like the same consistency or same density as a rock. Like, come on, man. But I'm excited for what's to come because like one of the so it seems like the rumored or like the match that's slated for Hell in a Cell stipulation is CM Punk and Drew McIntyre for Bad Blood.
Yes, I saw the rumor of it,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't don't mind that. I'm just curious to see how would that be since we haven't had a Hell in
Hmm.
a Cell match since last year. I believe, yeah, last year.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean the last one I can think of is actually Finn and Edge in a Hell in a Cell match.
That's what I'm thinking too. But I thought we had one after. I just couldn't remember.
We might have. I'll have to go back and double check with that one. So
But overall, Drew and CM Punk continue your bullshit, continue
yes.
hatred, your hatred against each other, and welcome to the club, Bronson Reed. Welcome to the High Speed Club or the High Fly Club.
Oh yeah. Like, God, it's just again
Not one,
six of those
not two,
things.
not three, not four, not five, but fucking six tsunamis. I was waiting for like an eighth one. I was telling you, Chad. Like I was waiting for a seven, eighth one, max 10. After 10, I was gonna be like, "Yeah, Michael Cole, I get it. This is brutality. We need to get
Yeah.
him out of the ring." And I was waiting for that because yo, Whawkins. By the time we hit our 6-1, he was about to go for 7, right? And then the
Hmm.
referees and the producers took Seth Rollins off the ring. And I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all couldn't do this like 3 tsunamis ago. Like y'all could have just moved
Nope.
his body. Like yeah, just had to let him get 6 tsunamis to his chest. And yeah, just you said,
Yeah.
nah, we're good. He's fine. I'm like, this don't look fine. What you
Yeah.
talking
No,
about?
this is not fine. This is not okay. Stop, Bronson Reed. Get off of that turnbuckle. Stop doing what you're doing. But now, oh man. But yeah, overall, again, I'm excited for everything going on. I'm looking forward to a Seth and Bronson Reed program. I think it's going to be good. But let's move on now to
Having a new day.
something. Yeah, so the New Day versus the Authors of Pain. New Day are still having to deal with the Final Testament. So okay, fine, I guess. At least it's against AOP this time. And I mean, the match is fine and all that, but like the main talking point from this is the fact that freaking Odyssey Jones, after being in catering for 2 years, 2.5 years. He has been in catering for so long, but he finally makes his debut on Raw, and dude, this boy is something else. Like,
This is big
mm,
meaty man slapping meat man going down the turnbuckle, down right, left wing, eating the chicken wing done. It was amazing. I loved it. My man Odyssey Jones came here and fucking dominated. It was brilliant. Yo, I don't know this man. I've never been a fan of this man. I'll tell you, chat. who the fuck this guy is, but I love it. He came in swinging. I felt like he was like not going for a strike. He literally was going 1, 2, 3, and he was going for a home run. He was
Mm-hmm.
looking this beautiful. Sorry, he was making this look beautiful. And I
Dude.
gotta also thank the Artists of Pain for selling such a great job, and to get that power slam on the left and right wing. They did such a
Mm-hmm.
fantastic job to sell it and look and make him look dominant. And just to see him after 2 years, we even joke around. We joke about him a couple weeks ago, I think, or I think a couple months ago, of
Mm-hmm.
where he been. But look at that, he appears. This is how it shows that everyone in the roster of the locker room has been useful, has been told what to do, and they have executed. To see Odyssey Jones here is like interesting. We actually are using him. That's
Yeah.
different.
I'm assuming so. Like, there's part of me that wants to assume that obviously he's gonna get buddy with like Kofi Kingston and try to with like Xavier Woods and I only say try to because like it seems like he had mixed feelings at the end of the match because like I guess Kofi didn't tell him what was going on,
Correct.
so
That's
it's like
look,
okay, cool.
chat. I don't got much to say about this fight because we've had this
Mm-hmm.
fight happen before, so it's like a rinse and repeat. People don't like Karrion Kross still. That's been happening. People online on Twitter act like, "Who's this Authors of Pain? Are they actually supposed to mean something, or like a heel said it was supposed to care for?" Yeah, don't either way. But to see have the New Day having this little like the Testament, Karrion
Mm-hmm.
Kross. Like I said, people don't like him, but he speaks the truth because
Yeah,
the
he has his
cracks
little
are showing.
prophecies.
Yeah, his
Mm-hmm.
prophecies are starting to show. He has done it with Rey Mysterio in the back in the day. He has done it with other characters. And what type of superficial story or arc has been true? However, the New Day, I'm not happy with them breaking up if it happens, or Xavier
Mm-hmm.
Woods starts to be his own guy, which is cool, but somehow make it your own guy within the group. That's all. I'll be sad if he
Mm-hmm.
departs, or if Xavier Woods don't feel out of place. Because, like you said, when our boy Odyssey Jones came here whipping and destroying Artist of Pain, and when they were back in the locker room, Xavier Woods wasn't that happy to know that he was out of the loop of their
Yeah.
relationship and them come in contact to have Odyssey Jones comes and help him.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I I guess throughout this whole program, I don't want the New Day to split up. I really don't. But this whole stuff with Odyssey Jones, it makes me wonder just how big he is doing. Because like the last update, I think they had said that like there was still some sort of complications with his neck injury. Or it was something to where like he still needed to wait before even training to go back into the ring, like to train to get take a bump and all that. So yeah, I don't know if like Odyssey Jones is supposed to be like a placeholder for Big E, or if this is gonna actually lead to a Big E um return where he basically saves Kofi and Xavier Woods from anything, whatever have you. But yeah, I'm still shocked we're still getting this match or like this variation of the match and all that. I don't know. I'm ready to be done with it because like Karrion Cross, like yeah, he's been booked kind of strong and all that.
Look, just be
I'm
honest.
tired
You
of
still
him.
don't care about
I'm
him.
bored.
Exactly.
I
You still
don't.
don't care about
I
him. You
don't
don't.
at
You're
all.
not gonna get gravitas.
Like
You're not gonna get gravitated toward him. You
yeah.
literally once you see him on screen, you'll be like, well, can I switch channel for a bit?
Hmm.
It's like you looked for the escape. You look for
Yeah.
the Karen Cross is not you, but it's you. You're the
Like
problem.
like he's fine. I think that's just the problem. It's just he's fine. Like there's nothing like too bombastic about him. There's nothing. There's not even like a lot of just like subtleness to it, because it's just him being like, yeah, this guy's a piece of shit, and I'm gonna show you why. And then he shows you why, and it's like, all right, cool. Your point got proven there. Now what?
Look, I would love to see Tozawa loves to be nasty. Tozawa be a dirty little freak out there. Tozawa,
Oh, he
you
loved it.
nasty. I'm like, yes, go for. I don't know what you was talking about, but you made it work, Tozawa.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you nasty. I'm like, okay, Xavier Woods looks like he's in good mood, or it's just he let it go. He's like, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't have a lot more to say. I'm done with it. I hope Big E's fine. I hope, like, with this whole Odyssey Jones joining them, I'm assuming it's just like maybe there were complications with his recovery coming in, but
I have a
I don't know.
question
It's
for
still
you,
weird.
Whawkins. Who
Yeah,
else are you tired of that is also a tag team that might be breaking up soon? Who are you also tired of seeing together and a certain wrestler is off cue every single time?
look, I love R-Truth. R-Truth is a national treasure that should always be protected. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, whatever. But like, I am tired. I am tired of babyface Miz. I it never for me it never works out when he is, because he's just boring and bland. But what's worse with this run is the fact that he's tagging with R-Truth again, which, okay, cool, neat. You're doing that again. That's fine. Miz, though, you gotta work on your beat, dude. You gotta work on your musicianship.
I just
Like,
in my head, I was trying to visually remember the wrong timing. Like, look, Chad, I'm a great I'm I'm not a great dancer. I'm not a great musician. The one thing I have bad skill at, I'm bad at the beat. I'm not on cue all the time. And I'm honest about that. Even my wife tells me I need to get better at that because she's the dancer. The reason I'm
mhm.
giving this context because how can you be doing this rehearsal? This fucking fly. Oh my, sorry. I've been trying to murder a fly for the past 2 hours, guys. During this
Oh,
whole
dude,
stream, I've been trying to murder
dude,
a
I
fly. It's
don't
been
blame
going
you.
on.
There was one earlier, and like the dogs kept looking at it and staring at it. I'm just like, just ignore it. Don't worry
Oh,
about the damn fly.
me, I've been distracted because the fly has been in front of my monitor and I cannot swing
Oh
towards that
no,
direction. So like
that's even better.
if it's been like towards my right or my left, I could swing. But it's been towards my monitor, so I just
No,
keep getting
no.
distracted. Like right now, I'm looking at. Anyway, this is not the Fly Podcast. This is the podcast we're talking about awesome truth. Aka the Miz has horrible fucking timing to
Oh
sing.
my
Because how
god.
can he be like saying, "What's up? What's up? Awesome. Are you using the time?" I'm like, can you work
It's
with can you work with Archu? Can you ask him like, yo, I've been hearing some feedback online that I'm not on cue
mhm.
because there's nowhere where we're not the only ones that feel the same when it comes to the beat. Because when it comes to the entertainment
Even
value,
Michael Cole even made a comment. He's just like, "Oh, the Miz needs to work on his interests." It's just like, oh my god, you even have Michael Cole, who was like your biggest dick writer in like 2010, 2011. He was the man that was always behind you, and yet even you are having Michael Cole being like, you're good, Biz? Do you need to like look at or study music again, or like internalize a beat? I don't know what it is, dude. It's just he just it's grating, and I hate it. I don't like it. Just split up the awesome truth, or at least have them not be together for a long time. Like, whatever. But they have a match here with A Town Down Under, which was set up from SummerSlam with Jelly Roll and the best choke slam in all of existence. Man, that choke slam was good.
I will say this: 8 10 and under. Really curious to see where's their downfall. I'm still waiting for it because it looks like they're
Mhm. Well,
still keeping it alive, still keeping it kicking, still doing what they're doing, but waiting to see what happens at the end. If that makes sense. Like,
I
all
think
right, they came
yeah.
to Raw. Is this a permanent thing? If they're not, they're going back to SmackDown. So where's the story going to continue for them? So that's why I'm curious to see what's happening with them because they're still being good as a tag team, but we know Austin Theory is right now almost in the same market like Damian Priest. Just that Austin Theory needs to get better spotlight to
Mhm.
become like a normal contender. Join with the feud of like I would love to see Austin Theory maybe have a feud with Santos Escobar. That would be a nice
Oh yeah, that'd
opportunity
be
as
nice.
well. So like I'd love to see that, but depending on where Austin Theory and Grayson Waller um l- lands together, like where would they be?
Right. But I think the breakup of the Awesome Truth is, again, it's been a slow burn, with like Miz constantly getting aggravated at Truth being like, no, it's not a house party. It's they call it the biggest party of the summer, or like how Truth mistook again. Well,
If
no,
you had to
no, no, no.
choose,
Yeah,
which would you rather break up? Austin Truth or 8 10 Down Under? If you had to choose one.
like right now,
Yes, right
Awesome
now.
Truth,
Austin
Awesome
Truth.
Truth, because that's the other thing. It's just like Miz is such a better heel than he is a babyface, and I miss heel Miz, whether he was like the oh,
Oh,
I thought
The
about this
Miz
too.
round two with Gunther for the world title.
Oh, that would be fun. I
That'd be
wouldn't mind
fun
that.
because they had a great match for the IC title. So the
Hmm.
Miz could go for the title of the World Heavyweight with Gunther. I would love to see that.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That'd be a great
But yeah,
opportunity.
no, like Miz is he's so much better as a heel. Just turn him heel. Just do that. Which, I think tonight we got a bigger event for them to break up, because like our truth, he does this blind tag which Miz didn't even know about. Like at first I thought it was like a botch, because like just the way Miz was kind of selling like the blind tag, he was just like, huh, oh, I didn't know. I thought it was just like one of those things that may have slipped his mind, like, oh yeah, that was the spot that we're supposed to do. But no, it was just our truth blind tagging him, trying to go for the
It
AA.
was very messy and
Yeah,
looked like
it was weird. It was
it was
awkward.
yeah, it was awkward. It felt like they had to get to a spot, but things didn't go accordingly, so they had to rush in. It just felt like very out of the loop.
Yeah, and Theory comes in with his A Town Down Under, and well, his A Town Down, I mean, but that ended the match, and I don't know, man. It felt like, because that's the other thing. It's like our truth was taking a lot of the beating in the match, but he also kind of seemed gassed near the end. So I don't know. I don't want to say the age is catching up with him, but it the age could be just catching up with him, which that would suck too. But
I believe he's 55, right? I
yeah,
believe
he's
Archer is 55.
yeah, he's been with the he's been on and off with the company for a long time, like ever since the 90s, like
Yeah,
late 90s. So I don't know. I don't have much more to say on that.
that's
So we'll just
perfectly because I was gonna ask you the last thing that we gotta talk about. What do you feel
oh
about the
yeah.
guy that has been in the business for 3 years and got his IC title?
Dude, okay. I like this backstage segment because like Braun Breaker's just in the back having this interview segment, and he's just like, look, I've been with this company for like 3 years, 3 short years, and he's mainly just talking about his NXT run. And he's just like, "Look, I was NXT champion. I was he North American champion? No, he wasn't. He was just NXT champion. Like he did that all within like the first 2 years of his time in NXT, and then in 3 years he became IC champion, a title that has been held not only by Gunther, holding that for like 666 days, but like so many good talent have held on to that belt. So a lot of them being Hall of Fame talent. So it's like it took him only 3 years to get that title. it shouldn't take him that long to get the world title, but we'll have to wait and see with that. But this is like,
Question:
yeah.
Did you see the statistic when it came to his father or his uncle has been in the company for 25 years, but Bron Breakker got the IC title in 25 months. So really
Mhm.
cool to see the little small Easter eggs of what they do with the players and everything, like the
Yeah.
information, the reasoning behind all this. Like you said, the prestigious that people have behind this IC title is marvelous. It's like beautiful, such a breakdown with it. And Sami Zayn versus Bron Breakker next week will be interesting. But the thing I
Mhm.
fucking love the most, ah, yeet, yeet,
Oh
yeet.
yeah, that. But
It was at the end. Yeet and Sami Zayn might be going to SmackDown together because that is a foreshadow most likely. But Bron Breakker round 3 with Sami Zayn, and hopefully it's not. Oh damn, 8 minutes.
oh well, no, it shouldn't be. But no, I want to go back really quick to still with this interview segment part,
Yes, that too.
because like I really like how Braun is twisting all of this, because it's like, normally after you get a title, it's like, okay, the hunter has now become the hunted, and like usually those people kind of lose the fire, or like lose the drive that they originally had while chasing the title. A lot of people have that criticism with Cody right now, where it's like, okay, now that Cody Rhodes is the WWE champion, he seems boring now. Oh, the story's over, so it's like, oh, he has nothing now. Ew.
Yeah,
But like,
that's about right.
first of all, yeah, like I could get that criticism, but fine, whatever. But like, you see that a lot with like baby faces going forward, especially in WWE. But like with Braun Breaker, he's turning it around. He's just like, look, I feel sorry for whoever has to come after this title, because you're not gonna get it. Like, I am going to destroy whoever comes
And I
after.
feel the same, and I get it.
Mhm. Like he legitimately says, I am still hunting. I am hunting for that person. So go ahead and try me, because I was born with, like, he even points out like the side plates too, being like, that's my name on this title. This is my title. You're gonna have to kill me to get my title. Like, I love how he's just like, there isn't a man on this planet who can take my name off of my title. It's just like the confidence he has. Just like, I this is the Braun Breaker that I like. The Braun Breaker that I know can pull off almost anything. So he's gonna hold this thing for a long time.
Sorry, the fly almost
No,
got
I
it.
thought I thought you had a question for a second. I'm just like, what's he got?
No,
What's he
I
got?
just
Oh
got
no,
it.
he's just, see, right over there, right over at Vash's spot. He is being a Braun Breaker right now, hunting this fly. He's going to murder this fly. He is going to spear this fly at 23 miles an hour.
It's just smart. It's smart. It's like it's behind my monitors. Like in the first hour of the show, it was behind my monitor the whole time watching me do the podcast. It's like, are you my audience? Like, am I doing this a show
Yeah,
for you, bitch? What?
it's your live audience.
Look, I love what Braun Breaker was telling. My favorite line out of that interview was this: he is still the hunter. He is not the
Hmm.
hunter. No, he's still not the hunter. That transition don't matter for him. He's like, oh, you're gonna come for the title? Great, come. I know a lot of people don't like this. I know I took a long pause. That was not on purpose.
No, no, it's fine.
I know a lot of people don't like this comparison. Maybe most likely not. So don't cancel me. He is the right back, better version of what could have been.
Oh, Ryback. Sorry, it took me a minute to process that you said Ryback.
Yes,
Okay,
my apology.
yes,
Right
yeah.
back,
No,
the wrestler
I can see
from
that.
a
Yep.
couple years ago,
Okay.
the better version of what could have been from that. Braun Breaker is the
Hmm.
evolution of 2.0 or 3.0, if you want to give it. And
Okay.
Braun Breaker, to me, is succeeding in all ways possible. Congrats to his win. Congrats to him becoming the IC title. I can't wait to see what he cooks. And like we said,
Hmm.
25 months into the company, 3 years in, and you're doing what you're doing within the company and already an IC title winner. Congrats to you. That's
Hmm.
something a lot of many people cannot do.
Yeah. And I mean, we could sit here all day to speculate, oh, Braun Breaker, who's going to end up beating Braun Breaker, blah, blah, blah.
Can
Could
we
it
see
be?
Carmelo Hayes versus Bron Breakker round 2?
I can't wait for that on the main roster. I hope that gets time to cook. That would be great. But I know you were excited. You are excited about this round 3 with Sami Zayn and not Gunther, Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker. But even more excited the fact that we might be getting a Yeet Sami Zayn going for those tag titles.
Yes, it's our boy Yeet said that. Hey, you want to be double champ, my guy? You want to be double
Mhm.
champ? What's up? What you think?
Yeah. I mean, I'm down for it. I don't think Sammy's gonna win the IC title back. Again, I think Braun's gonna hold that for a bit. I do like how there's a stipulation for it. We're getting a 2 out of 3 falls match for the IC title next week. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. But I do like how Jay is basically the guy to go up to Sammy because, like, we see Sammy talking to Ilya Dragunov about being a champion and trying to be a fighting guy and all that, but like you still kind of see that like Sammy's kind of fighting everything, like fighting the sadness, and like not necessarily trying to enjoy everything. So like with Jay Uso coming by, it's just like, hey, yo, man, yeet. Like
Yeet.
literally, that was basically it. Just like yeet, win that IC title back, become a double champion with me. Because hey, we pinned the Judgment Day last week. We pinned the champions. We can stake a claim for those titles, which they probably
I
will.
will. I would love for
Yeah.
Jay to repeat the segment with Cody at the press conference, but with Sami Zayn.
Oh, dude.
That would be hilarious.
I'm trying to picture like a possible drunk Sami Zayn.
That would be interesting.
Oh God, yeah, it would be. But I mean, overall, let's kind of go into our Raw overall thoughts because like not much to say about that Braun Breaker segment. Really, just kind of setting up next week. But yeah, I mean, overall, Raw was pretty damn good. Like the pacing of the night was really good. Like every segment just flowed together quite nicely. Like every story kind of connected, even with each other. So it's like I mean, I know we had a lot of negative stuff to say about like the Lyra Valkyria and the forehead sisters and all that and stuff, but like it at least kind of tied into like many different people dealing with the same person, or like with the whole Bronson Reed attacking Seth Rollins thing bleeding into that. Like this gives Seth something to do while Punk and Drew are trying to finish things out and all that. So and as long as Bronson Reed is standing tall at the end of that, I'll be cool with it. Finishing stuff off with like Sheamus and Kaiser. It seems like their rivalry is going to be done with. The start of Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Oh, that's been good, and the continuation of Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan has also been really good. And of course, the Wyatt Six finally making their debut. I thought it was really good, really well done, especially with like the video packages and all that. Match was great and awesome. I'm glad they finally debuted, and I can't wait to see what they do after this. But what did you think of Raw?
Raw was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Without the two women individual fights that were subpar, I would have given this a 5 out of 5 type of Raw episode or 10 out of 10. But if you add the issues, 4.8, AR 9.5 is not perfect,
Right.
and you can't please everyone, and some things are the studs just don't track the tension as much as it could or should. The White Six destroys the Creed Brothers or the American Made. A big shout out to American Dad. And Randy Orton, you came in with a beautiful reasoning and why you should deserve the title. If it happens, you become your 15th. That's your 15th champion, right?
Yeah, that'll be number 15 for him.
I'm really curious to see what happens next with what happens next with Awesome Truth? Not saying I
Oh
want
yeah.
their downfall, but I want to see what's the slow build up for them. Like you've been wanting them to break up. Now that we're getting there, how would
Mhm.
it turn around? And will the Miz actually go heel or babyface? Is what I'm curious about that.
I
So
mean, he should. He should.
exactly, but some people like him as a babyface as well. So I'm really curious to see where would that lead up to.
Right.
Other than that, Chad, I want to say thank you for watching us. I appreciate for being here for episode 53. My apologies for being distracted for two. For two things. One, me trying to kill a fly. That's been here since the start of our recording. So I've been trying to murder a fly here. And two, the start of a recording. Uh, the the sleepyitis came and attacked me, so I had to keep some stuff to keep me up and awake. And also, I got
Mm.
called for two type of favors. So my apologies for being here and
Ooh.
out.
Ooh, favors. Oh, well, that's great. That's awesome. Can't
I
wait
don't
to.
like favors.
Oh, well. Well, look, can you at least do me a favor though? Like I
Yes, let's
would
do
like.
this a favor.
Okay, all right, good. Can you do me a favor? Can you just please tell these wonderful people where they could find us if they ever wanted to chat about anything with us?
Look, chat. I'm gonna tell you quick and go. We appreciate liking us, the video, if you're entertained by us. If you want to make fun of us, write in the comment section below. If you want to make fun of us, we
Please.
will openly and make a conversation and be open to have an open conversation by making fun of each other. Join our Discord as well, as where we can also talk about other stuff like this will feel an important day and be memorable. And sometimes you gotta throw cards that explodes and actually have a stick that explodes and have a comic book accurate type of movie about certain few characters. That's what I'm gonna say too. With no context other than you have seen said movie, you will understand those every single reference that I just said. Other than that, we appreciate you for being here and for being here this late. Have a good night or have a good morning whenever you check out those podcasts for episode 53. We'll see you this Thursday for the Animated Podcast, and we'll see you this Friday for Weebs of the Ring episode 54 of Friday Night SmackDown with the one and the first time I will be acknowledging the Tribal Chief on Friday
Mhm.
Night SmackDown.
Now, actually, I am gonna point out really quick. There is supposed to be some bad weather here on the East Coast, so if there isn't an
Yes,
episode on
that is
Friday,
true. That is
um,
true. I did
that's
hear.
why.
I did hear an extreme forecast just on the East Coast when I
Yeah,
saw my weather app. This whole week is raining, and we're having our bad weather. So if there's no show, maybe check on Discord. We might be there, or if anything, we'll give you a postpone. There,
yeah,
check tune on the YouTube community tabs because I did notice that today. I appreciate the reminder, Walkers. I
yeah.
tell my wife too, like, damn, we're fucked this week.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh my gosh. Well, that's the thing. It's like my folks are supposed to be going camping again,
Oh,
and
there
they're
definitely might not be going.
yeah, that like my mom came by and she's just like, yeah, we may not leave until Saturday now because like we're supposed well not here because they're going to like Virginia Beach or whatever, but like they were like, yeah, there's supposed to be like 60-mile-per-hour winds down at Virginia Beach. And they're like, yeah, we might wait until Saturday to leave. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't blame you guys at all for doing that. So yeah, if you're on the East Coast, especially like in the Florida area, going up and all that, stay safe this week because it's gonna be there. Apparently, the hurricane's supposed to be really bad, so just stay safe out there.
Yeah, stay safe.
Make sure you're
Um,
stocked up on everything.
in Pizza Pool, he'll be coming back on the Weebs of the Ring podcast next week, Monday the 12th. So stay tuned for next
Yeah.
week, Monday the 12th. He will be here for on a weekly back schedule. He's currently on vacation. Like anybody here, we take vacation time off as well when the time permits.
hmm But hey, thank you for stopping by the Pizza Pool. Happy to see you all here. You caught us at the end of it where we're both, especially me, very very tired and very loopy and very like, what are words? What is English? What is the English language anymore? So what? I'm just gonna leave it off there. So thank you Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen to the Weebs of the Ring podcast. If you enjoyed what we had to say, why not do exactly what Vash just said? We are known as AniMa Studio on all social media platforms. Just remember, that's we with a 3. And also use the hashtag Weebs of the Ring so you can interact with us at any point, at any time, about anything regarding wrestling before, during, or after our shows. Feedback is always appreciated as we are nothing without you tuning in. Oh man. Weebs of the Ring is presented by Anima Wii Studio. Thanks again to our production team of Vash, Whawkins, DropThisBox, Rome, and Jokester, as well as special thanks to JB and Abe. Thank you for joining us, and remember, no stunt grannies were harmed in the recording of this podcast. Have a good night, everybody.
Gunther for the straw hats. Gunther for straw hat. Gunther for straw hat. Gunther for straw hat. Gunther for straw hat.
Keki Asume.
Gunther for straw hat.